Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn5.Live. I'm Todd Lebroni. This is DJ Everett over here on my right, on my left, and on my right is Donovan Johns. We opened up the show tonight with a little tribute to a good friend of the program here, Mr. David Wirtz Sr. Hey, don't stick that too hard in my face. I was hoping everybody could hear me. They hear me too much anyway. Yeah. David Wirtz's her memorial service was today at the Speedway, so we wanted to give a little tribute to David Wirtz. He was kind of like a dad to me for a long part of my life, and was able to meet all some old friends and see some people I haven't met before. And it was kind of neat, but I don't want that to be a downer to the show tonight. We got a lot of positive things going on, and David wouldn't have wanted that. But that picture of David with the Highwayman playing in the back was really poignant. Thank you, Donna, for setting that up.
My pleasure, man.
And screwing it up a little bit. What a weekend, huh? DJ, what happened?
Well, you want to start with some national stuff here?
Okay, I want you to talk while I eat mahogany dogs.
Right?
All right, I'm in charge.
I'm all, we have ice cream.
You guys eat, I'm in charge right now. Let's start out with some, of course, NASCAR. Yeah. NASCAR Xfinity ran Las Vegas.
They still in business, NASCAR?
Yeah. They ran in Las Vegas Saturday. First time winner, Ross Chastain.
Wait. They ran in Vegas Thursday and gave a bad name to all car racing.
Well, if you want to talk about the NASCAR West race, yeah.
They dirtified stock car racing. They dirtified dirt race.
I know Riley was down there, and Sam Newcomer was down there for the dirt race.
Riley? No. Never heard of her.
Yeah, I heard some stories about that race, so... if Sam chimes in, maybe he can kind of give us a lowdown on that.
Nobody laughs at my jokes anymore. I'm not funny anymore.
Jokes.
But I do want to talk about the NASCAR Xfinity race that was on Saturday.
Yes.
Very first time winner, Ross Chastain. If you remember, he ran really well at Darlington. He was going to win that race.
Until Harvick dumped him. Yeah.
And so he got his first win in Vegas this past Saturday. And I want to read a quote that he said. He's a watermelon farmer from Florida. He says, "If I go back to growing watermelons tomorrow, I'll have no regrets. We did it." That's awesome.
That is.
You know, to win
I like watermelon
race. Yep.
So I like him.
So good for him. Yeah. And I've heard nothing but great things about Ross Chastain as a person. So
he's not going to get many more rides. Just ask Harvick when he drives stuff like that.
Oh yeah, just listen to Kevin Harvick.
Yeah.
You know,
just sit on the pole, dominate the race.
I wish we were able to show video. I would like to show the video of that wreck, but we can describe it during the race. Harvick at Darlington, Chastain's leading the race. Harvick gets underneath him, coming out of turn 2 or turn 4. Turn 2, and Harvick gets loose, gets into Chastain, puts Chastain on the wall.
Oh, this is, from...
And Harvick said it was Chastain's fault.
Well, naturally. I mean, he doesn't have the talent. He's not Harvick.
He didn't get out of the way for Kevin Harvick. Don't you know he's a chase contender?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, we're all supposed to get out of the way for everybody.
Shut up.
It's not a move over flag, people.
He's a freaking Californian.
No, it was a race for the lead.
Oh, shit.
And Harvick got loose underneath him and got into Chastain and put Chastain
Well,
on
if
the wall.
Chastain wasn't there, he wouldn't have gotten loose. Duh, it's Chastain's fault.
He shouldn't have been born.
So that's the Xfinity for you. You watched the Cup race today?
I watched the last 3 laps.
That was good. Actually, that was probably the most
I was a little
important
busy.
one.
Did you see the opening?
Yeah.
I was a little busy, too.
Yeah. But yeah, that was probably the most important 3 laps.
You were here the whole time, right?
Here? No.
I know you're making show fodder, but I was at a funeral, dude.
Yeah. Memorial service.
Memorial service.
Yeah, come on. A celebration of life.
It was actually pretty cool. Our guest tonight was actually at the funeral, at the memorial service, so he'll know. We'll talk to him later.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Coming soon.
Can you hear me now? We'll hope so.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea
Don't get me going so early in the show.
The Cup race went into overtime today.
Yeah.
Green, white, checkered, and Keselowski.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Keselowski wins his 3rd race in a row.
Wow.
Keselowski all of a sudden finding some steam here at the end of the season. 3rd race in a row comes at Vegas. Also, that's 500 wins for Roger Penske amongst all of his race teams.
He may look like Mr. Ed, but a guy can drive a race car. And the fact that he sticks the American flag on his car, I dig that.
Yeah.
He's making America.
But 3 in a row for Keselowski. Oh my gosh, that's the first time he's ever done it.
Yeah, that's huge for any competitor.
As we first race in the playoffs today, and I'll tell you what, if you're going to get hot, now's the time to do it. So,
Agreed.
So Richmond's next weekend, 2nd race in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? No, more than that. 4 years? 3 years ago, my wife and I went to the Richmond night race.
Mm-hmm.
It was boring as hell. It was just one of those races. It was just boring. But it was the race that you used to get into the chase.
Yeah, that before it was the last race of the 26 races.
And whoever used to drive the 43 was trying like hell to get in there, and he had a good car. And it was
Was that Allmendinger?
No, the guy. No.
Was it all?
Amarola?
43 at the time?
Areola?
Eric Areolic, whatever his name is. Areolic. Yeah, he's still around. He's driving the Ford now, though, right? He's got the Danica Patrick.
Oh, he's in Danica's old car, the GoDaddy.
Well, it's not GoDaddy. It's
You gotta go to. You have to choose the cool NASCAR races to go to, like I have, like Daytona and Talladega. Those are good.
yeah, I've been to Bristol twice.
That's good. That's a good one.
Richmond, yeah. I've been to some cool ones there. Thunder
No.
Penis.
Before the
Even cooler.
before the repave,
There they go. There'll be a
Bristol
couple
was
more minutes.
awesome.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm doing hanging out. Oh, there they go again. There it comes by.
If you're at Daytona, you have to use binoculars to go down the backstretch. So yeah.
Who says I haven't been there?
Next.
Okay. Next, let's talk about F1. They ran last night. F1
Really?
ran last night. The night race at Singapore last night.
that's right, with the headlights. No, they don't have headlights.
And
It's a road course race.
that's right. Yeah.
That was.
So Lewis Hamilton dominated his 69th career win.
Wave, Davis. See, there he is. There.
Yeah, there's Davis.
Coming soon.
Hey, he doesn't have any ice cream.
Nope.
Nope.
I do. Haagen-Dazs.
Where's that spoon been?
This is on your nuts.
Lewis Hamilton wins his
That's real,
69th
by the way.
69th career win for Lewis Hamilton. Dominated last night. 40 point lead over Vettel with 6 races ago. They're in Sochi, Russia next week, or in 2 weeks, I should say.
Can't wait.
Other F1 news. Kimi Räikkönen's leaving Ferrari at the end of the year.
Oh, shit.
That's going to open up a seat for Ferrari. I would love to drive that car. I'll be honest with you. I would love to drive that freaking car.
I'd be
No.
terrified of driving a car
Josh
like that.
Jackson's in line for that ride.
Oh, shit.
What? Oh, that's right. He's driving Rick Breeze's mini stock this next weekend. That's right. I forgot. He's not going to be there.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
moving. Yeah, we're good.
Moving on. IndyCar race just ended 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I kept my eye on it.
And you know, hopefully NASCAR learned something by watching that race.
And what would
why.
that be?
Tell him what. DJ knows because he's a purist, and so are you. You know exactly. You've been to this track many times. So you know what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately, it's not going to be on the schedule next year. They're going to be replacing it with Laguna Seca next year.
But Sonoma, they actually ran the full course.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, they ran the full course.
The full one.
Yeah, and they had the inner loop. They came back up the drag strip and
Close
all
to
that.
3 mile course, yeah. So Ryan Hunter-Reay wins his second win of the year. Scott Dixon finishes second, and Scott Dixon wraps up his 5th IndyCar title.
Yeah, he's kind of the Iron Man of that.
5th. So let's put it in perspective for Dixon. He has 5 championships now. He is now ranked second behind AJ Foyt, who's got 7. He's now put himself ahead of Mario Andretti and all those guys amongst all the American open wheel.
Forgive
series.
me for not putting him in the same league as Mario Andretti.
Okay, but we're talking, USAC, CART, IRL. Amongst all those, he's ranked second now behind AJ Foyt.
That's ridiculous.
So he's actually ranked third now on the all-time win list with 43 wins behind AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti.
That's awesome.
So
He's great.
he's good. Yep. He's good. I remember his rookie year in IndyCars way back when. He almost actually won in his rookie year. 8 different winners for 2018 in the IndyCar series. Pretty good year amongst all those drivers. Other IndyCar news, it was said that this past week Tony Stewart declined an Indy 500 ride from Bobby Rahal for 2019. Really? He declined one, yeah. So, don't know what's going on with that. I know he wants to run the race, but I think he said in the past he wants to have a lot of time to prepare. Actually, what he has said, he said he actually wants to run a few oval IndyCar races before he tackles that Indy 500 seriously.
Wow.
So that's what he wants to do.
Cool. I think that'd be great.
Yep.
I'm conflicted seeing him going back to Indy.
I don't give 2 shits about F1, and I want my ice cream.
You like F1? Don't freaking lie to me.
No, I love to watch them, especially in
first
person.
lap, yeah.
That first lap,
First few laps.
Then then you go back to sleep because
I
it's
should
7
do
o'clock.
that first lap from Spa. That was exciting. That was
So-
probably the most
Yeah,
exciting.
it cost us a show.
Yeah. But did you see the way they were 4 wide?
It cost
Four
us a
wide?
damn good
Oh,
show.
I loved it, man. They were 4 wide after we went through Eau Rouge and up the hill and 4 wide. Oh, I loved it.
No, I'm with
And
you.
after that,
It was gasmic.
yeah,
That killed it.
apparently you've seen me watching F1 on Sunday mornings. So, yeah.
in the tidy whities.
Oh, it came back.
There it is. The guys here had a really good view of my ass earlier.
Oh, you brought it up.
It was fantastic.
You guys weren't here for this earlier,
Dude,
but
it's Haagen-Dazs. It's expensive ice cream. I don't want to throw it up.
so Sam Newcomer said actually the Cannon race actually turned out awesome.
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know.
They crashed a bunch of cars today, from what I understand,
Yeah.
at the NASCAR race.
I saw the start of it. Couldn't see a damn thing.
Yeah.
Right, those first, 8 laps, 9 laps of Dust Bowl.
I saw Nose Booger into the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, he crashed. That was cool. They made it back up there or something because he's got great crew and great chief. But yeah, he boogered in the grass.
Ton of talent.
Deegan,
Quality car.
female driver Deegan finished second, I guess, in that race.
Oh, I was talking about
Haley
Kyle
Deegan.
Busch crashing.
Oh, I was-
Nose Booger.
Nose booger.
Sorry about that. I'm talking about the Cannon race. Sorry,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
I guess Haley Deegan finished second in the dirt race.
Yeah, she's great.
So
That was Christopher Bell was in that. We had Brendan Gaughan in that, of
Yeah.
course, the hometown
Yep.
guy. But there was just no water on that racetrack. I don't know what they were doing as far as prep. That was terrible.
So the dirt track in Vegas has always been known to be super dusty amongst racetracks across the country, dirt tracks across the country, and
I never had that problem when I was there. Just letting you know.
well,
I didn't get dust.
Different management.
Yeah,
Maybe.
this was 15 years ago, of course. When it was brand new.
I was going to say it's probably the dirt was fairly new, but it's always been a common complaint with that track. Of course, when you have a dirt track in the middle of the desert, average temperature is 100 degrees throughout the year.
That's just
You're going
crazy.
to get that, but
I mean, I want to go down to Vegas and watch some races. I went to the inaugural NASCAR race down there. And that was just stupid hot. And that was like in March, April. We ran that.
yeah, they ran that race today. It was over 100 degrees. Why it wasn't a night race, I don't know. I'm sure they have their reasons why it wasn't a night race, but
It's football's on at night.
well, football's on during the day too. But but
Agreed.
anyway,
Agreed.
Yeah.
but for a race in September in Vegas, I would think it'd be at night. So they schedule the races strategically throughout the year, according to the weather.
I would hope.
If you notice-
And to get attendance and everything
You notice
else.
at the beginning of the year, most of the races are out west here in the beginning of the year, where it's not as bad. And then
Before it gets dumb.
summertime, the races are up north in the northern region of the
You know, I'm
country.
really interested in, as far as NASCAR and stuff, as far as what their schedule is going to be when they have the new track surface at Phoenix. What's that surface going to do down there? Because it's 105 degrees
Yeah.
there average in the summer,
Yeah.
right? They're going to lay down all that new asphalt, move the start finish line. So Phoenix isn't even going to look like Phoenix anymore, which is sad but true. Is that going to be done in time for the Copper Cup in February?
It's got to be done.
supposed to be,
'cause-
yeah.
Gotta
it's
be,
gonna have
right?
to be.
Because they announced the race already. So
Yeah.
that's second week in February, isn't it, Donovan?
I mean, really, by the yeah,
No, January.
January?
end of
It's
January.
right before the Chili Bowl.
Yeah. So,
So
it might be the first Turn 5 road trip, huh?
I'm for it.
I mean, if we got it, we got
Well,
it.
Yeah,
you'd
hey.
have to take some anti-fart Beano or
If
something.
you guys want to send me, if you guys want to send me
Right,
on an
my truck.
assignment like you guys did at Salt Lake, I'll go on
assignment.
assignment.
Hey, we're getting the again. The whole problem there is upload. We can record a show and then upload it later. It'll be Turn 5 unlive.
We could do it from a hotel or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe do it on a Friday night down there.
There's a lot of stuff we can do in a hotel.
You're going to have your own room? Hey, speaking of which, today's alcohol is brought to you by Disaronno, which is an Italian liqueur. It's pretty good. Donald,
delicious.
Donald was drinking it straight.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's right out of the bottle.
Donald was drinking Budweiser with Jack
Dude.
Daniels or something in it.
Budweiser Copper Lager, the Jim
Yeah.
Beam version. This is ridiculous.
I thought it sucked.
I mean, for a Budweiser,
Yeah.
we got to encapsulate that.
Yeah. And Dirt Crew Brew on the way for the kegerator.
Yeah, is it confirmed?
Yes, it's on. Well, yeah, I'll just get it. I'll talk to Kelly Joe. I'll go right to the
There you
boss.
go.
So we'll get some of that.
Yes, we're gonna get some Dirt Crew up in here.
Hey, before we go on to what's going on, with the Bud Light 150 and Meridian stuff, we've got a special guest. And
Well,
it's
I wouldn't go that
7:15.
far.
Well, he's
He's
special.
special.
He took
He's
a short
special,
bus
right?
to school every day, so he's pretty special, right?
Well, I
Bono,
reckon.
I'm going to let you interview this gentleman. I'm going
Yeah?
to sit over here to the side.
Why don't you go? Where are you gonna sit? You can sit with me.
Didn't I tell you?
No.
Well, I guess it was none of your damn business then, was it?
I'm gonna go stand in my spotter stand. Pout.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Davis. Iron Mike
Hey,
Roll on over.
Mike.
Oh yeah, throw me the headphones.
Come on in, buddy.
Come on in here. Penis.
When he calls you thunder penis, it's actually a compliment, so don't
Sometimes.
take it personal.
No, it's not.
So Mike Davis, driver of the '57 mini stock, the sole Chevy runner in the you have to come toward the microphone.
There we go.
Here, just go ahead and put the big black thing right in your face.
Wow.
There you go.
Hey, just like a real show and stuff. You here?
I'm scared of the black thing in my face. So.
Right.
Well, it's not the first time, so I think you wouldn't be scared.
And newlywed.
Yeah.
So you've had a pretty. Make the Todd roll away.
He's on a freaking roll tonight.
Should I hit him or what?
He is on a roll. Wow.
Anyway, you've had an interesting year. Start off in the mini stock. You got into a mod for the season. Been fighting to get the mini stock back together again.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for quite a while. I know you started back in the Hornets. When?
I started the last race of 06.
06.
So
Now, were you a former Hornet
Full-time.
champion? Or
I got the Wyra championship in
Okay.
09, so it wasn't the track championship, but
More
No.
important than one.
Right. The cool one.
yeah. I still got the big trophy at home that
The big 6-footer.
collects dust. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure I ordered those trophies for you.
So how long did you run the Hornet?
I ran the Hornet for 3 years,
All right.
and then moved to mini stock after that.
Nice. That was in 10 then.
Vega,
Vega.
which is cooler than shit.
Right?
Yeah.
I miss the Vega. I mean, I have a special bond to the Monza, but the Vega was just badass.
I miss it too. It's just set in the shop.
yeah,
No.
well, I remember
A year.
right before you started having issues with it, that thing was just faster than I've ever seen it before.
That had a big Iron Duke in it.
Yeah, we came out. It was gangbusters last year. I think
Yeah.
the first 3 mains, I probably led the most laps. Got up front, and through traffic, something would happen, and I think it was Sanders 2 nights and Terrell 1 night that kind of picked me off. And
No.
Didn't you win at Twin last year?
Yeah, you won.
Yeah.
You're
Not
the
last
sport
year,
compact
the year
champion.
before. Yeah,
So did well in Twin down there.
Yes.
Had some good runs.
both cars were fast in Twin. The Monza
Yeah.
was fast, and then the Vega was just as fast there as well.
Yeah. Of course, you're running the Magnum size tires back then.
Just one. No, actually, I did run all 4. Never mind.
Yeah.
I think the last time I ran it with those tires, I only used 1, but
Cool.
somebody else put. I think we agreed that we weren't going to run the big tires.
Yeah.
Somebody showed up with some, and I still had one in the van, and we put it on the right front and
That'll help.
did it anyway.
It's all in fun.
The officiating staff was kind of lenient.
I heard the guy who
Yeah.
owned that thing was just, didn't care.
No, not really.
So anyway, you ran mini stocks for what, 4 years, 5 years? Well, still, I guess.
Yeah, still. So
Uh,
this would be my 8th season that I have ran in mini stock.
yeah. You and I have had similar luck the last couple of years with non-running seasons.
And those were more often with the Duke motor.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of those. The Cav motor that I'm running now, this is the first problem I've had in 3 years. When it went away last year.
Yeah.
And I think through stuff that Chandler had, that motor had 3-4 seasons on it before I got it. So
Nice.
it's a pretty stout piece.
Good.
So we'll be seeing the Vega out soon, maybe?
I've been saying that all year, like, oh, I'll be out the next one, and then something comes up. It will be out in October,
It will be.
guaranteed.
It better be.
Cool.
I kind of hate bringing it out on championship night, but
You know what?
Yeah.
Bring it out, make a statement saying, hey, this is what I got for 2019. Watch out, boys.
I did a lot to the front end of the car over the winter, and I got to know what it does
Well,
before
exactly.
next spring.
You gotta go lay down a night of laps on that thing to figure out. Whoa, yes. Or
I
gonna be a
all
long
winter to
winter.
fix it, yeah. And
Yep.
I kind of don't like bringing it out that night. There's stuff going on, points, things being sorted out, but
Yeah, I mean, run
I'll
the.
stay out of the mess. I won't involve myself in anything that's going to.
You're a half
change
decent
that.
wheel guy, so you'll be able to keep it out of the way. Be able to fight for what you can get, and you're smart enough to know not to put your nose where it don't need to be.
Right.
Right.
So that'll be
Right.
good.
Yeah, I'll give myself that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that a little while ago, you said you've had a lot going on here. Recently, we got married.
Yeah, I did that on
No,
the
you, not you.
26th.
Not, when I say we, not you and I. You and Miranda got married.
Yeah,
so,
got married
yeah.
on the 26th.
Awesome.
Very
So,
cool.
Very cool.
That's good.
It's been a really busy summer.
Yeah. Well, she's running the bomber.
She's running the bomber. I'm running the modified.
Mm-hmm.
And then nights that we're not running, my cousins run the claimer.
Right. Yeah. And which is looking better.
It's getting there. We got work to do.
Yeah.
So
Every car needs work, though.
So honestly, it's been the best year in racing I've ever had. And my car's not hit the track once, which is cool.
Well, and the car that Wart's had let you run this year, you've had a great campaign in that. You've not been in the wall, and anytime you don't do that is damn good racing.
Yeah, I think I've only made serious contact one time, and it was cosmetic, and that was the first night in the car. And
That's cool.
haven't put a scratch on it since.
Yeah, that's a good season. I don't care what you're running at that point.
Yeah.
When you can unload and load and be happy, psh, sweet. I don't get nights like that.
So we got our viewers on right now. Sam Newcomer's on. Linda Everett, Jeremy White, Derek Barr. We got Iron Mike Davis on right now. Any questions for him? Please chime in. Let us know. We'll ask Mike for you.
You were at the service today.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go for you guys?
I thought everything was really cool. For me, it was just a huge weekend. I'm not, I could say because I was running for points for the championship and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I've known David Jr. my whole life. So, got really close with him this summer, working on the cars a lot. And then, this was a big weekend for him and that whole family. And just to be any kind of a part of that, to me, it was huge.
That's good.
So from, I don't know, unloading yesterday until through all of that today, just to be a part of it was cool. And then I grew up at Meridian Speedway every weekend, so I can't think of a time that there wasn't at least one Wirtz dominating in some class, or if not multiple classes. So.
Well, the whole family's been running out there for.
Yeah.
1976.
Yeah, I
believe
mean,
when David started.
there's been a Wirtz at that track.
Yeah, David, who died today, was the patriarch for I think 13 championships.
Good Lord.
Was the patriarch, the first guy that raced in that family. So
That's
his
amazing.
induction also into the Wyra Hall of Fame last year, actually, and then we did the service at the racetrack last night. Pretty way overdue, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The guy who runs that Hall of Fame had to get his crap together and finally
Right.
get the right votes.
Slacker.
Slacker.
It's awesome.
Well, and I don't know how the Hall of Fame stuff works. I look at it and think there's some of them still missing, even from that family.
We talk about it all the time. They'll get there.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
So I'm going to revert back really quick to his wedding, your honeymoon. I was quite jealous how he spent his honeymoon. Quite jealous.
One of the best honeymoons I've
Tell us more, DJ. What part were you jealous about?
I want him.
You hit him, not me.
No, I want him to tell us what.
So where'd you go?
Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
We went to Seattle, and then from there we went to Bellingham,
Right.
and then traveled south to. It wasn't the Dirt Cup. I guess that was the week before with the ASCS or whatever.
Yeah, the Dirt Cup is actually ASCS. But it's not the Outlaws.
But it
anymore.
was World of Outlaws that we went to on the
Yeah,
honeymoon.
that's the part I was talking about.
That's what we're talking
Alger, Washington, a town of 200 people.
Yeah.
It's just north of the racetrack. It's actually just a post office and like a bank looking thing. And Skagit is incredible.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
yes.
racetrack.
It is. He got his picture taken with Donnie Schatz. Marina got her picture taken with Rico.
Yeah.
Awesome.
about. Yeah.
And it was kind of fun. But, that was Friday night, and Schatz didn't have a good night, and I don't think he wanted really to be seen in the pits, but I knew who Donnie Schatz was.
Of course. Did you know who you were?
No.
You say, come on, I'm Iron Mike.
Come on.
Yeah, I
went to
ran into
Champions.
him at the concessions line at Chico in 09, but yeah, he didn't remember
He
me.
didn't remember. Damn it, man.
That's pretty cool.
I thought for sure he'd remember me. But
Right.
Nice.
You were that kid. So,
So what are we doing for 2019?
yeah, what's coming up on your agenda here?
I really can't go into all that yet.
Whoa! Okay.
Oh, secret!
Oh, wow.
Turn 5!
I can, but
Wow.
I can't.
No?
So as far as I know, we're still gonna do the modified stuff.
Okay.
With David. Mini stock will be ready to go.
All right.
I have been talking a little bit with another car owner in another class about maybe doing some stuff, maybe a lot of stuff next year, but we haven't worked all that out yet.
Well, cool.
So I'm not talking about none of that
You're
yet.
gonna be a busy man. Then Miranda she can do the bomber again.
I don't know. So she's even talking about going back and running like some claimer stuff where she did the streets or
All right.
supers now, they call them in twin.
Someone's got to go give
There's-
the Outlaws some competition.
There's talks about her doing some modified stuff as well.
Very
So
cool.
I don't know where none of that's going to go. It's kind of
Fun.
she figures her stuff out where she's going, and then I do what I can to help. But
Yeah. Man, 2019 sounds really busy over there in the Davis household.
Yeah. I got to chime in. I've been letting you guys do the interview. I got to do
Hey,
my part now.
he's back.
He's
One
back.
of the best things about when we were racing in the mini stocks with my son was watching Mike and his dad over there having fun.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And you talk about two guys who really have fun doing what they do, and it's just a joy to watch, right? So you go over there and hey, what's up, man? Mike, what's going on? And everything was just really cool. Those guys get along so well, and they speak the same language, and it's just fun to watch father and son. You get that with Kirk and Jason Sanders.
Yeah.
You get it with Mike and his dad. I'm missing somebody else in the series, I'm sure, but
Well, Daryl and Ian.
yeah, and Ian. I can't talk. And
Right.
Ian, too much Haagen-Dazs. I'm all wired up. The alcohol didn't do it. It was the Haagen-Dazs. But absolutely, it was a lot of fun. That's my 2 cents. You guys are great competitors. Very
Yeah.
fun to race around. Quite often, I would tell my kid, follow the 57 round. Figure out what he's doing as he's flying. He's 400 pounds heavier than everybody else. He's kicking ass. Probably ought to follow him. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
respect.
I couldn't do none of that without him.
Right.
I can't. I can. I can go to the track and race with my dad. Never goes well. He doesn't like me going without him. So there's been a couple times where I raced and he wasn't there, and I don't know. He's kind of like my Mr. Miyagi.
He's got
gets-
that Zen approach to just
He gets-
relax, take a look at the car.
He gets my head right before I go out there,
Yeah.
and sometimes he can do that before I get to the track. I know. A few weeks ago he called me, and we're loaded up, and we're heading out, and as soon as I said hello, he's on the phone telling me, "You need to calm down," and he heard it from hello.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple times I've raced without him, and my car was staying in his shop at the time. And the next morning he called me like, "Did you hit a tree on the way to the track?" Because the car was junk. He helps me find that, and if I don't have it, I'm kind of in trouble.
That's awesome, man.
And then it's just the hanging out and BSing with him anyway.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the sport that we're in is the connections, the family, and having that time with that person to build the car, to work the car, to race the car, and then to either support you, build you up, or to tear you down when you're getting too big for yourself. Having that person there is just it's invaluable for who we are and what we do on a daily basis. So, hats off to Dad.
And then he never shuts it off. I mean, I think he's as bad with it as I am, where he'll call me, whatever hour late at night on a Tuesday, and I think that spring's wrong on the right front. We need to change it or do this or do that. And so I think he's more aware of my car usually than I am.
Crazy.
I usually don't like his ideas, and we go with my shit. But
All right, so we did another. Oh, I want to go there.
All right. Team Yee Yee is watching us from Vegas poolside.
Oh, screw Yee
So
Yee.
we hate you.
Right?
We hate you at all
That's
costs,
horrible,
all
huh?
levels. Hold that up there a bit.
I don't know if I can. It's too far away. Let me change cameras.
Camera 2.
Camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1. Screw you, Yee. Beaching it. All right, so let's see.
Did we?
Minus points for all of you.
You're on suspension.
They're already on suspension.
Damn it, man. Love you guys.
that much love.
So since we got Mike here,
Yep.
did we want to? I think you mentioned earlier you wanted to talk about
Yeah.
the gallery that we had.
So as a class with the mini stocks, Mike's been a part of the mini stocks. Several of us have had a lot of issues, and it's been contention in the ranks of the mini stalkers. So we did something, but it hurt to have to do. But I'm kind of glad we did it, and I love what happened just after that meeting. We all got together a couple of weeks ago, week and a half ago, and had a meeting because we had a fellow driver who, I don't know, how do you want to say it?
He's been the common denominator of...
And a lot of issues on track and in the pits. So we got together, and it was 14 of us drivers, plus crew and associates. We sat down, we had to talk about one of our fellow competitors. And we ended up having to vote to make a suspension and a line of discipline, which was, last I heard, supported by the track. So, but we'll see how that falls out this next week. What would, as class rep from Wyra for the last couple of years now, although Wyra is inactive this year, on your side of that, what was your take on what happened amongst us mini stalkers?
I actually thought it was really cool. I mean, I don't like that it came to that point with that driver or any driver, but to see kind of, and even though no one all voted the same way, there was some unity and solidarity amongst the guys, and kind of came together as a group, where that hasn't really been the case the last few years within that division. You know, I think when I started running mini stocks, it was a tighter knit group of guys than it is now. So to kind of see everybody come together and work through stuff like that, I thought was really cool. It was the first time since I, had like a rep position that it actually, I was doing something other than being a part of like the banquet committee for the most part, is how I felt, where we went through a process, everybody, it was debated and hashed out. And
I love that of the 14 drivers who showed up, other than one driver abstained from input, we had 13 people voice opinion, and all 13 were heard. Plus, we had a couple of the guys who showed up, a couple of the Pro 4 guys were there helping out with some guidance. And DJ was there, and a few others. And it was an open discourse that was fantastic. And after all that was voted on, I think one of the most beautiful things I haven't seen in years in the mini stock happened. And we all just sat there and talked about rules and why, and etiquette and where, and it was shit, almost cried at the end of it.
Go figure.
And you're right. One of the things that we've been missing for probably 2-3 years now in the mini stocks is that we've had that cohesion kind of fall apart. And I think from that meeting, we got back to who we were, and we were open, and it was I tell everybody it was beautiful. That's the most raw I've felt in forever.
Well, get a lot of people together like that, you get stuff off your chest. It helps, so.
Yeah. So.
Hopefully.
yeah, and it reminded me a lot of Ryra stuff from the past, and I didn't go to a lot, but I went to meetings with my dad here and there growing up, and it wasn't just, it wasn't the banquet committee.
Yeah.
There was, rules people were
Discussing and voting on.
and just that one night, it reminded me more of that than any Wyra meeting I went to in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what happens. Hopefully, the driver in question will, be receptive to what the group has said and come back in 2019 and be more eager to be a competitor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think some guys, there's a separation. I think a lot of drivers. I think there's a lot of guys that have a fascination for the sport, and there's guys that have a passion for it. And I think he falls under the fascination part, where you just kind of never really get it. And I think I get it, and I'm probably way wrong. And everybody says, "Oh my God, that guy's an asshole. He sucks." I don't know, but
we say that anyway.
Yeah, But I think there's some guys that just, it's great that they're there, but they don't have that thing that a lot of guys have.
Yeah.
Whether you're running up front or in back,
Well,
Yeah,
that's a
there's
good point.
the heart to be there, and then there's just the I don't know.
Just want to show up.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was fun. That was it's an amazing thing that I got to be a part of, and I know a lot of guys on my side or toward me had words, but I'm glad that we went that way, and that as a group we made a call. So, but thanks for kind of hosting that, putting that on, taking that rep position, and doing something good with it.
Yeah, that's the first time I got to do something good with it.
Right?
Really.
Hang out and vote.
And I was skeptical because I haven't ran a lot of races in that class the last couple of years. So I kind of I enjoyed turning it over to, anybody who had any issues and bring it up and just kind of mediate the thing,
Yeah.
All
All right. Well, we're running out of our time here, and we're going to kick you out. You can hang out and drink some beer.
I just want to say congratulations on a
Oh.
fantastic year this year for
Yeah,
yourself.
success.
You know,
Thank you guys.
and,
Lots of on and off the track.
champion.
Yep.
and
I'll
And-
do it. I'll bring it up.
Oh, he said the R word.
We usually don't say
all
that.
around, you know what? All around,
All around half decent feller.
all around great guy.
Put it-
Great guy.
Bam.
So,
He is.
yeah.
He is.
So-
No issue with me.
Side back. Grab some more beer. Chuck them around.
You're part of our studio audience here.
Studio.
Hey, that didn't suck.
Not at all. Hey, I think
It's
someone
not-
deserves a clap.
Give him the clap.
Woo! As your middle
Mike has the
concerns.
clap.
Hey, Miranda,
Is that
Mike has the clap. Just letting you know.
Bringing that home to you.
Well, you know,
sorry,
bring it
Miranda.
on home, Michael.
Hey, hey. BWRUN.
Be run. All we need is a 10 and a 5
There
and
we
a
go.
car and a key and a sober driver, right? Did I
Right.
get that right? Hey, guess what?
What?
We had some racing this weekend.
We
Oh, man, did we?
saw some racing.
Raise your hand if you're tuckered out.
Yes.
That's us three. That was a late night, boys. But I gotta say, before we get going, what a bad ass DJ Everett is. And he carried some pretty crazy program last night at Magic
was a
Valley
full
Speedway.
program.
It was a full program. I got to also comment what a badass TJ LeBronte is.
Yes.
Even
Kicking
though
flag.
I'm doing it.
Yes.
Even though, he is my kid, he kicked ass.
Yes.
He was up
Oh,
on
yeah.
that flag stand, didn't get down
No,
from
practice to
4 o'clock till almost 10:30
Right.
last night.
Yep.
He got down to do driver introductions, but he's running around like chicken.
right. No,
with
he's
head
on his
cut off.
feet running.
You got to say what a badass Donovan Johns is.
It's all the beans.
That is a very tough thing that he does for race series. If you don't know out there watching, Donovan is our spotter official. And I had people walk up to me last night. He doesn't know this. I saved it for show fodder. I had people walk up to me last night. He goes, whoever your spotter guy is, bring him back to the racetrack. Is that your normal guy? I said, yeah. And he goes, he does it right. People that were natives down there in Magic Valley and also people in our series, people came up to me. I had a driver that has raced all over the United States tell me that we had the best spotter official.
Awesome.
I'm going NASCAR.
Awesome.
No, you aren't, but I'm not going to let you go.
No. You're staying.
But Steve Castile,
Yeah.
the Iron Man, down there on his feet. He has two bad wheels, not just one. But he was down there on his feet for an hour and 40 minutes last night trying to put a late model show to bed. And we only yelled at each other once. That was pretty good for
No,
us.
we did.
Shit, we usually yell at each other 5-6 times. We only yelled at each other once. That was early too. That was like the first practice session,
Right,
wasn't it?
right.
Yeah. So
And then someone let their anaconda out.
what's that?
Then someone let the anaconda
Oh
out.
yeah,
Saw that picture.
my anaconda don't want none unless you got a big bounce. No, actually, we had a snake in the pits.
Yep.
Snake in the pits at Magic Valley Speedway. Always a good sign when Spank's afraid of snakes. That's always good.
In the staging area, snakes.
Yes. And the owner of the racetrack grabs a snake and shakes it at him and comes chasing him down with the fucking snake. And I would have killed the dude. That's why I
Hey.
carry a gun, is for guys who threaten me with snakes. Absolutely.
Or spiders.
No, spiders are fine. I can squish them. For snakes, for some reason, I'm terrified of them. But anyway, we had a good race down there. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the Bud Light 150.
Okay.
Magic Valley Speedway.
Yeah.
Twin Falls, Idaho, 1 mile west of the airport. What happened up there?
Well, we had. Let's start out with practice on
Friday night.
nights.
Friday night, under the light.
Oh my God!
What
Someone
is there?
stop that
So
child.
Eddie Cole.
Yes.
I talked to him. He said he had a hung throttle going into turn 1, I guess.
Yeah, he's coming at a 4. Kind of gave the throttle a burp and got back into it, and it was all throttle all the time into the one wall.
Yeah.
And looking at those skid marks when we got there Saturday, they went from damn near the grass all the way up, and then there was none for like 15 feet where he jumped
Right, he's airborne.
when he was airborne. The brakes didn't seem to work when he's in the air.
Odd enough.
Needed a
works.
parachute at that point, would have helped. But that car's gone.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so Chris Schrade, I guess it's out of Pocatello.
Yep.
Lent his car over to Eddie to run it. So we had 15 cars, is what I counted, 15 cars.
Yeah. 15 cars?
Yeah, 15 cars. I heard 16, but I actually counted 15. So
And,
anyway,
I don't know, a handful or so practiced on Friday night, got ready.
yeah. Starting out with qualifying, Preston Peltier set quick time with a 13.5, I believe it was, 13.5.
Speaking of one of the best drivers in the whole United States
Darn
of
right.
America,
Darn right.
and the guy that's raced all over the United States,
Yep.
and that was the spotter official that said the good things about you. His spotter.
Oh.
It was pretty cool. Even though sometimes she's
Whatever.
a little bit crazy, but
She is.
I love her the way she is. But a pretty good program there. Peltier's quick, and I thought that they had that car on a rail all night. I think he actually was screwing around a bit. To be honest, I thought he was till right there at the end. With about 25. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get
Yeah.
to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, so Peltier was quick time of 13.5.
The practices were fluid and perfect.
Yep.
We didn't
Yep.
really have any issues. Practice was nice and smooth. We had 2 25-minute sessions.
A little bit of rain in the second one.
Yeah, a lot of rain.
A little bit.
A lot of Hurricane Todd, I guess is what you called it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Lot of dust and
But
rain.
yeah, it was dusty and rainy. We only got about 5 minutes of practice in the second session, which didn't really seem to upset anybody.
Yeah. Eddie
what it
McKean
was.
during qualifying, either he was second or third quick. Anyway, first lap he actually ran a good time. Second lap coming out of turn 2,
Hit
caught
the
the
wall.
wall.
Exit of turn 2 was tricky for a lot of guys, especially under qualifying with the brand new stickers. A lot of guys, once they got under that underload, especially on their second laps, were walking the dog right up to that wall almost every time.
And he got it. That
Yep.
car got airborne.
Yeah,
So-
and as a result of his qualifying effort, he was removed from the qualifying.
Yeah.
And his qualifying time was disallowed because he had to change his tires. We were in impound.
Impound.
He had to change his right sides. And,
Now,
so he
didn't-
was relegated to a tail end starting spot in his qualifying race, heat race. His qualifying race, let's call it.
Right.
Right.
And but his time was good enough with one lap to be what, P3?
2 or 3. Yeah, it was somewhere up there. So
That was
He was
I mean,
P3.
For a one lap qualifying effort to be P3.
on the first lap.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, we forget Eddie is a 2-time NASCAR Southwest Tour champion. He's won at Phoenix twice. Always ran well wherever he was. Eddie can flat wheel a race car.
He's got a couple of Xfinity races under his belt as well.
I
in Vegas.
told him last night afterward, for as old as he is, that guy can still get up on the wheel.
Yeah. After the race, we'll get to this too, but he was cramped. I was the first person to him
Yeah.
when he got out of the car, and his legs gave out. He was sitting
Jesus.
alongside his car while you were over getting ready for your interview. We had to help him back up. I threw some water on his back and got him up. He's like, and he was hurting.
That's a feature length movie race.
Yeah.
And that thing was almost 2 hours long.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of sitting in a race car.
Imagine sitting on a toilet for 2 hours.
Hell no.
That's pretty much what those guys were doing.
I've come close. Anyway.
Well, just quit eating some cheese, mix in some.
So we
fiber or
had
something.
we had 2 qualifying 20 lap
Yeah, we had,
races to set the lineup.
Yeah, it was interesting how the format worked.
Right, caught me off guard.
Yeah, we got told the format when we showed up. We were the officials, so it was interesting. Notice our shirts tonight, by the way.
Yeah?
This is our. Show the back, somebody.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can flip around.
Don't.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's a Bud Light 150 official. In the back it says something.
Turn5.Live.
Turn5.Live.
Yep.
Nice. And our logo. They're pretty. Yeah. The boys in Vegas wishing they had some, but they're not going to get one. So
You're not gonna
I'll
get it.
give one to Sam Newcomer because he's a badass.
Oh, and Sam Newcomer has been an official.
Yeah. And Sam Jr. and Michelle. We'll give them one.
We got a couple extra shirts.
Yep.
But the qualifying races, if you qualified as an odd number 1, 3, 5, 7, 9,
Yep. Inside.
not all integers, but close. You could. Yeah, we're getting math on. Throwing you around.
He mathed me.
I mathed you to death there. But they were in Heat 1, or qualifying race 1, and of course the outside was the even numbers. So starting on the pole for Heat 1 was Preston Piltier.
Yep.
Pretty much unchallenged. Unchallenged. Green, white, checkered, I believe that race was.
Yep.
That one was. Green, white, checkered. Guys spaced out a little bit. We had a little bit of passing in the back, some side-by-side stuff. I believe Abe Carter and somebody was side-by-side there for a bit.
Yeah.
But very clean and well done by the spotters and done by everybody. Heat Race 2 came out. I think we had one brief caution in that.
Did we?
Which one was Chris in? Chris came off.
Chris was in the first race.
Yeah, okay. He came off.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we had a yellow in the
No,
second.
I don't think we got a little more racy action in the back in the second race.
Yeah.
McKean, who had to start scratch,
Yeah, he went
essentially,
for the field.
started dead last in that 20-lap qualifier. Within 5-7 laps, got up to P2.
Yep.
And that he proved that he was the car to beat, really. Even with his third lap, it was 1 lap third place qualifying effort.
Yeah, and they were in tire impound because there's only 4 tires for the entire race, and so out front running away with it in the second heat was no less than 2017 Royal Purple Modified Series champion Trevor Christiani, feature winner at the Lucas Oil Modified Series race at Irwindale this year.
Like a month ago.
I'm still freaking jumped about that.
And also a newlywed.
Yeah, also a newlywed too. Pretty cool. I think he was taking it easy a bit in that heat race, and all of a sudden Eddie was there.
Yeah.
Eddie was
Yeah,
within about 3 car lengths of him in 20 laps.
Once he got around who was in P2 and he got that position, he closed up that gap in a hurry. And he narrowed it down to about 2 car
36
lengths.
car.
36. Yeah. Well,
Jeff Hellick.
got to move on.
So we got those races done,
Yeah.
Yep.
and we were dodging raindrops a bit.
Yeah, all night.
Yeah, we got our impounds done. In the meantime, they had some other action before we get into what happened in the Bud 150.
Yeah.
Bud Light 150. Let's talk about what happened in the other classes.
Whole bunch of
So it was,
championships.
Championship night for a couple other classes. The Hornets ran. Shelby Dalton not only won the main event, but she was also crowned the champion for 2018.
she's a cool kid.
Yeah.
You know, if you're related to Willie, you're pretty cool, and she's pretty cool.
Inherently.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Apples and trees.
And Street Stocks also ran as well. Nick Coates, Craig McCann, and Candy Fredrickson. That's your top 3 right there. They still have one race to go. That's next week. They'll crown
Got the
their champion.
minivans and stuff.
No.
No, Street Stocks. Just
Okay.
kind of like.
Oh, no, the Street Stocks did have the minivan in it.
There's one. Candy Fredrickson was driving it, but kind of like our bombers.
I set you up for this stuff, and you don't even do it.
I did. I was thinking of the Super because I was looking at the 25 car, the gray and blue guy from Salt Lake.
Yep.
Beautiful
Tim
car.
Powell. Yeah.
Yes,
Tim Powell.
Tim Powell.
Yep.
I love that car.
Employee, right? Of
Larry H. Not of mine, but a Larry H. Miller. Yes,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
work for that department, but Abe Carter's employee. Let's
Yeah.
put it that
Oh,
way.
okay. All right.
Yeah, he was on a rail. I loved watching him drive that
yeah.
car. He was high, low. He didn't care. He was going in.
Oh, he
like
drives
that.
the crap out of himself.
Oh man!
And he's planning on running there full year next year.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Okay.
He,
After that raceway's closed.
it was interesting seeing the. I don't. Has he run up there before?
Yeah, he ran up there with us when we were there prior. With not last time we were there, but 2 races prior.
Yeah, he was driving
4
the
weeks
hell
ago,
out of
3
that
weeks
track.
ago. Yeah.
That was so much fun to watch.
He's got a
Yeah,
main
too
event
much
win under his belt there as well this year.
Cool.
So
And he's a great dude.
yep.
I had fun. I had fun talking to him and Abe.
Yeah.
They're pitted over there by each
Oh,
other.
yeah. Great people.
All right. So anyway,
Speaking of super stocks, Rod McClemens, what a great battle between him and the outlaw Willie Dalton there at the end there. But Rod McClemens did pick up the win. Willie Dalton picked up the championship for 2018. Either his 11th or 12th win of the year in that division. Him and I were talking about it. It's like either one of the two, but nonetheless, what a year.
I have
Yeah,
my
well,
favorite moment so far of 2018 happened last night.
yeah.
I was down there because I wanted to tell Willie congratulations we were coming out next for the late models, and I was getting down for our out of car introductions. So sitting in the back, Willie got out of his car after doing his burnout. He didn't go to his wife. He didn't go to his kids. He came over and gave me the biggest bear hug I've ever had in my life, and helped him out a little bit this year. Neil has, Kyle has, from Impact Motors, our friends over at Impact, and that broke me. I was broke for a bit because if there's one guy you want to see do well, and I love everybody,
But there's just some people that are just a little notch above. You want to see the outlaw do well. Nobody tries harder. You know, and
There's
tip my
few
hat to Willie
people
Dalton.
you can't say much or if anything at all negative about him. He's just one of those folks you meet him and you're like, fuck, I like the guy.
Yeah.
I just do.
Yeah. So everybody loves the outlaw.
Yep.
So let's give the outlaw a clap.
Yep.
And he's going to North Carolina
Yeah.
as a track champion. If not a state champion, I think Worf may have got him. But he's going to be
Okay.
a track champion. And pretty cool. If you'd had a few more cars and maybe if... I can't go there, right?
No.
I can't go there with car count.
That's an
I
off
can't.
season. It's an off season thing.
I can't. But maybe he would have won the state championship too. Who knows? But anyway, good. Don't diminish anything from the outlaw. He won a ton of races this year in his
he-
class act.
Drives the hell out of that car.
Yep, and he's so humble. And of course, he runs a Royal Purple Modified Series car too when he can.
Right.
And
Right.
we got him that car this year. Some friends of mine stepped up. I gave a little bit. They gave a lot. We got him some wheels, got him some tires, got him going, and he's clean. You know, he was so upset. Our last race, we had a twin that he had a little incident where he came down on a car, and he was running through the pits apologizing. And gosh, I'd never do that. You know, felt like he needed to come apologize. We're like, you don't need to apologize for that. Holy cow! Apologize for all the stuff that happened other than that. We'll apologize to you. But
That was a hard race to watch.
yeah,
Yeah. Super stock class in general, though, what an amazing class.
Yeah.
At
Good car
Trail.
count too last night.
Yeah, quite a bit.
So-
And I was reading over some stats that I actually researched between the Hornets and street stocks and super stocks. Pretty much in all three of those divisions, there was like 8 different winners, 7 different winners throughout the entire year. So
That's cool.
good diversity throughout the entire field in all
Yeah.
three of those divisions.
yeah, it was a good year
So-
down there. I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And great job by the people in Winter Circle and everything like that. It was fun having all the families down there. I think they should
Yeah.
do that maybe at other racetracks too. I think that would be good.
Definitely.
Anyway, so that's all the classes are in, or did we have the Hornets too?
No, Shelby Dalton won the.
Okay, anything else
Yeah.
down there other than the
They
Bud?
well, they had the Thunder Dogs.
Yeah.
As well, and
they do?
well, they kind of just there wasn't any scoring for that.
It's
no-
a novelty show.
Oh,
Yeah,
their cars we race, not race cars.
Donovan Pearson, I believe he won the main event last night
Okay,
in that class.
let's talk about the Bud 150, right?
All right.
Bud Light 150.
Craig
Bud Light.
McCann, champion of Thunder Dogs as well.
Craig McCann,
Yeah.
Thunderdog champion.
So there you go.
I know. It's a NASCAR championship.
Well, you're
Yeah. So 150 laps.
150,
I tell you
lap
what, that was-
3.
I'm all about presentation,
Right.
You know, and the way we did that last night, we gridded them on the front stretch. We had a little 10-minute thing with the fans coming down.
Oh,
I thought that was awesome. I know a lot of tracks like to rush through programs. For me, I'm about presentation, and if we can do it, that's how you do it. That was
Thank
awesome
you for the
last night.
compliment.
You're welcome.
And now I got a tip. Me and Ashley were looking at there. I said it's 8:00. We're starting the final main.
now really.
We're an hour early.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, we're way ahead." And I said, "That's why we're doing the out of car introductions." And I said, "What about a fan meet and greet?" And Ashley goes, "Doing it." And she starts off running. And Ashley took care of that.
Yeah, she came right down to me and told
Yep.
me that. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she was like, "DJ over there, let's do it."
I loved when they announced that, standing where we were at, over in the spotters booth.
Yep.
All the kids just bum rushed and tried
Bum
to
rushed,
find their
yeah.
way to get through that gate onto that track. You had 50, 75 10 and unders who just lit up like a 4th of July.
Preston
Yeah.
had a stack of hero cards and was just signing. Guys were handshaking, getting pictures taken. That was a big deal.
That
for
was
the
awesome.
The people
It was-
down there.
That's a
Chance to
great
interview
way
some
to do it.
drivers as well down there. It
Yep.
was, it was
the
awesome.
guy who owns a racetrack is sitting in his race car, or lining out his race car. He goes, "What are we doing?" I said, "We're fanning a reaction." He goes, "Well, that's a good idea."
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should have thought of it a couple years back there, Ed. But he goes, "Well, how are you up to?" I said, "Shit, we're way ahead. We ain't got any rain coming. I already looked at the weather. We're good." So we did that part. I kind of started having to get people out a little bit. As soon as we gave them the call, and you gave them the call, we got out of there. And we
Yeah.
let them warm their tires, scuff just a little bit. We went green. With
right
Preston,
away.
Preston Peltier leading the charge. Trevor Christiani to his inside because the leader did get to pick his row.
Right.
The 36 car of Jeff Hillock, the 19 of Eddie McKean, the 43 of Abe Carter, the 4 of Daniel Johnson,
the 92 Bruce Qualley. All those guys are up there.
14.
14 of Mr. Eric Reed,
Yeah.
the 2018 Royal Purple Modified
Right?
Series champion.
Got a
And how
plug.
can I-
Got a
Let me
plug.
tell you
Yeah.
something. He knows how to wheel a super late model as well.
Yeah, and he'll probably be on the show next week because he'll be our champion.
Yeah.
And we'll get Eric. Yeah, Eric's been on the show. Hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a radio
Yeah.
or a telephone or
Whatever. Interview.
Telephone.
a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Telford.
Technology gets to you, I know.
Zach
Word.
Telford was
You're a
up there.
producer.
Yeah.
Zachary Telford. Forgot
Yeah.
about that. Zachary Telford. Great run for Zachary up front.
Yeah.
He looked good all day. The kid didn't do
Hmm?
anything wrong all day. So good for them.
Keeping in the high school ranks, Daytona Wirtz.
Daytona Wirtz.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had
was
a
up
good
there.
run.
Absolutely.
Well, when we got
She
to the
had a
field,
good
Ben
start.
Crow was there. Eddie Cole in the backup car
Yeah.
was there.
Chris Schrade's car.
Yeah. Mike Hillick was there.
Mike
Yeah.
Hillick.
In the 41.
Yeah. And you got the 52. Champion.
Oh, Chad
Chad
Everett.
Everett.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chad
Everett.
Everett was there. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a good run to end up winning the late model championship at Magic Valley Speedway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we started the race,
Back to back, but yeah.
we after lap 2, it was pretty much single file for the first 3-4 cars.
Yeah.
Eddie McKean and Hillick were side by side for a little bit. In the back of the field, Ben Crow got sideways down the front chute, scraped the wall just a little, and lost it going into one. As he was sitting there, stopped, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. The 34 car
Eddie Cole.
of Eddie Cole locked the brakes up and
Just-
slid right into him.
Oh, heartbreak.
Yeah, for both.
Heartbreak.
I just watched Ben Crow and his whole family buckle them up, put them all in. That's what I was delaying for, is making sure that everything was good there. I know how hard those guys worked. And to get everything going, and just racing stuff happened at a racetrack. And, we had to red flag the race at lap 3. And get them going again. The way the format worked was kind of interesting. The leader could pick inside or outside, and we were side by side. There was no Delaware double file
Right.
like we do in the Royal Purple Series. So that put Trevor Christiani
On the
side
pole.
by side on the pole. And the race, I got to tell you, they did a great job on their starts all night long. Right at
Everybody
that white
did.
flag. Perfect. One time TJ said, "That's about as close as we were going to get." I said, "Fine." He goes, "Yeah, it's fine." So we took off, and lap 6 we had a spin. And we started having a little bit of lining out, and then we went on a green flag.
A green flag run.
Thank you. I got
Happy to help.
Haagen-Dazs breath over here. Green flag run. Pretty good run, I thought.
Yeah.
It was really crisp. The race really got into 3 packs. The lead group, which was Peltier, McKean,
Right.
now
Yeah.
passing. I'll get to
Chris-
what happened here, but passing into second place
Yeah.
around Christiani.
On the inside.
Yeah. The 36 of Hillock, the 17 of Telford. There was
And Eric Reed was in there as well.
Eric Reed.
Yeah, that second group had a.
and
Carter.
and Abe Carter, and those guys were battling. But it was obvious to me, the guy who was coming to the front was Eddie McKean.
Oh, in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yep, and he got Peltier and passed him.
Yep.
And I'm watching my spot on the racetrack. I'm not really watching the race, but every time they're coming by, I'm like, hey, he's closer, because I have a system I use for watching the racetrack, and I'm watching the back more than the front. You can't become a fan when you're calling a race. It just doesn't work that way. You have to watch your spots.
Yep.
It sucks, but
Yeah.
we still get to have fun. And it was a lot of fun last night, as far as the officials were. And Eddie McKean passed Preston Peltier, his basically
Clean.
his son-in-law.
Worked it.
He worked it, and Eddie McKean can wheel a car, and he stretched it out a bit there. We had our next yellow at lap 49. I can't remember exactly what it was for.
There was,
That was a
Chad-
solo spin.
There were some solo spins. Chad Everett had a rough night. He kept on taking his car around for a spin every so often.
It was either the 4 or the 52 at that point. One
Yeah.
of them spun, and we had a few cars that weren't going to make it 150 laps on fuel. The 43 of Abe Carter was not going to make it with his small cell, and also
What are the other guys? Wasn't the 52. It was not the 41.
4.
The 4?
Daniel
No,
Johnson.
No.
That's John Dillon's old car. Who was it that wasn't going to make it on fuel? Anyway, they came in and refueled their cars. So they
I want to
ended
say it was
up
the
on back.
14.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
It
Eric
was.
Reed,
It was
yeah.
Eric Reed.
Yeah.
Yep. And Lynn Hardy's late model, and he wasn't going to make it on fuel either. So they came in and topped their
So
cars off. which
we
was a good idea.
allowed a couple extra laps for fuel stop. under caution.
We gave them 10 laps of caution, and they were at plenty of time. They did great. The teams were real safe with their fire extinguisher. Did a great job. And and Jeremy White, one of the team members of Redbone's, calling us out here, of course, on on the deal here saying that shout out to John Newhouse. We needed a gear and power steering pump. He offered the parts so we could make the main.
That's cool.
So Newhouse had them.
Class act.
Got them or whatever. Oh, yeah. John's a class act. Good people. The 14 car of Reed was fighting power steering issues all day long.
he was looking really sad at the beginning.
Yeah. And Eric's always got that great positive attitude. And he's just like, well, we don't got power steering in right now, buddy. They're working on it. I'm like, okay. He's always got that great attitude. And he's a champion's champion.
Yeah.
He really is a great man. And his team is just for fantastic good people. So blessed to have him around us. One of those folks you just root for, too. A lot of them we root for. I just like those guys a lot. So, refueled them, went back green, and we started having some issues. They started
That's
wrecking.
an understatement.
Started wrecking.
Someone said, "Man, that Royal Purple race last week was a shit show."
Hold
my beer.
Hold my beer.
Is this the point where we're going to talk about the big one?
Yeah, go ahead. You ready?
Yep.
Well, from what I saw, I just saw Bruce Qualley get turned around. Or either he did
Involving himself in the race he had no business being involved in.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
You're an official right now.
I'm wearing an official shirt.
Yes. Bruce has got a lot of laps on that racetrack, but he wasn't given a ton of room to either the 17
He was a lap down already.
A lap down. And wasn't a ton of room. And, the car that touched with him a bit had been fighting some gremlins and was still on the lead lap and didn't want to be boxed anymore.
Right.
And some racing stuff happened. When Bruce went around, the 13 car of Daytona Wirtz, the 43 car of Abe Carter, the 7 car of Chris McKean, and the 41 car of Mike Hillick.
And Zach Telford.
And Zachary Telford touched. Yeah, he was involved.
Yeah,
and it ripped the whole front end off that car. He ended up, because the Quali was spinning, he was the one that finished Quali off and got him around, and it ripped the car up. Nothing he could do. I mean, he's just racing.
Right.
But nowhere to go. But at one point, I know that the 7 car drove over the right rear of the 43. The 43 was a modified, running with the late models, and I saw the oil pan of the 7 car.
I saw the oil pan. That was on the other side of the track.
I was in the tower. So it was up on its side like this, and it came down and hit the wall at the same time. And I have no idea how the 43 was able to continue. The 13 car of Daytona, I didn't really see what happened to her. I know that she was in the wreck, pretty solid, but she ended up sliding in the front chute wall, right where the wall starts.
Yeah. I think she got a piece of the turn 4 round wall, K-wall, and then ended up inside that retaining wall.
She's trying to get away from it, I think.
She tried to run it high and get around the high side and just eat it.
Yeah, the 41 car of Mike Hillick scrubbed the wall pretty good. The 43 car of Abe Carter, was able to continue without sheet metal all down the right side of the modified. It looked like an open cockpit, super modified or something. But with a lot of repairs, a lot of help from people in the pits, and got the car out. So it was nice to see them get the car back out. But it was a scary incident, and it took about 40 minutes to clean up. At one point, we thought that there were people hurt in the stands from debris, from something come off a car. Incidentally, on the 49 lap yellow, what happened on lap 49 was air cleaner came off.
Yeah.
Chris McKean's car.
Almost took TJ out.
TJ, he said the air cleaner came off, hit the fence, and bounced almost into my son in the forehead. He ducked, and it missed him. The air cleaner top. So it was like a metal frisbee zinging through the air.
Like a pie plate flying at them.
They were picking up down there. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was Chris's air cleaner. The stud broke. So they ran the rest of the race without an air cleaner. Interesting. I wouldn't want a rock to go down my carburetor and hold it open, but it's just me.
Motors are cheap.
Late models aren't. But I'm talking about hit crashing. We saw the 95 car the day before with the stuck throttle. You get a rock down your throttle plate. It's not going to let it close. So it's just one of those things. So the race right there, the big one, took us down to 8 cars left.
Think so.
7, 8 cars.
A few came back out a little bit. Like 2 or 3 came back out after that, but
limped around a little bit, came back off.
Yeah. But at that point, the real beneficiary, I believe, was all 3 of the leaders, because their tires were able to be cooled down a bit. And pretty good race after that. For a bit,
There was another long green flag run after
Yeah.
that.
Oh, we had a
somewhere.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, after that, it's just then spins at that
like
point.
lap 130, we had a spin, and then with we had the white flag. We were all excited. DJ had the crowd pumped up, or he was kind of standing up at the white flag.
In traffic.
In traffic.
Yeah.
Tight traffic.
Yeah.
That was.
With the fourth place car getting lapped of
Yeah.
the 36 of Hillock.
Yeah.
And Abe Carter was trying to get up to Hillock and Eric Reed, and they were holding their line. They were doing their stuff. Except 36 didn't. He decided he was going to go past somebody right in the middle of it.
He thought that was a great idea to drop low right in front of
And right
Christian.
in front of Trevor Christiani, and cost Trevor a bunch of momentum.
Yeah.
Eddie McKean running second at the time, and Trevor had just started going. You could see that they were kind of holding back, about 25 to go. Trevor had just started going. I looked over at Randy Kerr, who was helping me at the race up there, and I said, "Here comes Christiani," and he goes, "I think you're right." And he closed about 4 car lengths in 2 laps and was coming. And I think it just lost a lot of momentum. So on the white flag lap, going into 3, the 19 car McKean was making a hard run to come at Peltier and try to finish.
Yeah,
and he looped it.
And try to do it in traffic with guys on the high side as well, trying to monopolize what the 48 was losing, and to be able to get that exit out of 4 and get up underneath them. You could see that was his intent.
But to be 100% real, he had no chance of catching Peltier. I don't know why he did it, but
You had 2 laps to go. You got to do something.
right.
Well,
and who was on his outside quality?
4.
Four. Dan Johnson. Yeah. And Dan had a great race. By the
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
Very solid,
and
good race.
he didn't have power steering.
Oh, and he's a stud because
That kid weighs 140 pounds.
And
He was
he's a
driving
racer.
that race car with no power steering.
If we back up with about 20 laps to go, I like the way Eddie was still there on the rear bumper.
Oh, he never went away.
He kept on looking at the inside, taking a peek at the inside, and just couldn't finish the job. But I like the way all 3 of those guys were kind of stuck with each other throughout that whole
Right.
150 lap grind. That's
and on the same note, when Christiani started to go about lap 120 and start coming to the front, Peltier did about 135 with 15 to go. All of a sudden, I looked at Randy and I said, "Peltier's going now."
Yeah, he's going.
I could see him pick up the throttle earlier, and he started leaving McKean, and he was about 6 car lengths gone.
Yeah.
And on the white flag lap, when McKean lost it, we went yellow before Peltier crossed the start-finish line. The race was not over.
Right.
We were coming to the white flag.
Coming
And we
up,
weren't
sure.
coming to the checkered flag. That would have been the end of the race. We were coming to the white flag, so I apologize. It wasn't on the last lap. It was coming to the white flag. And I went, yellow.
Yeah. Oh, they
Right
were
then.
wrecking.
They were going to wreck, and luckily nobody hit him. But Eddie was there, and we ended up having a green-white checkered finish side by side with Trevor Christiani and Preston Peltier. What everybody at that place had wanted to see all night.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie was a wild card. We didn't realize he was going to be that fast. Third place car of the 19 of Eddie McKean was relegated to the back, much to their chagrin.
It was a very peaceful conversation in the spotter stand.
It was very one-sided, I hope, but he tried to get back up there and start in 3rd position, but that wasn't going to happen. We didn't move any of the lap cars out, and I don't care who waves you by. You bring out a yellow, you're starting at the back in that situation, and that's the decision I made. I'm sticking with it, and Eddie agreed with it at the end of the night, so we're okay with that. Eddie started at the end, so our restart.
With
Green, white, checker was cool.
oh man,
You talk about a dead perfect restart. Those guys nailed that line. Nobody jumped because I told them, don't fucking jump. We're not jumping tonight, boys.
there was
TJ
8
okay.
tires that accelerated at the exact same moment, and
Yes.
2 guys tried to game themselves for 8 corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 incredible
man.
race car drivers.
So green, white, checker for that first lap, they were side by side
All the way
That
around till the
entire
white
lap,
flag.
White flag, and then Preston got the run on the outside. And
Preston made a 1 and 2, a corner up in 1 and 2, where he went just a little bit higher, and then you saw him pitch the car just a little and go. And he may, he's good enough where he could have been down the back chute adjusting the brakes so he could do that. I mean, these guys are that good; they could put a half a turn in and know what it does to these cars. Remember, this guy's won the Snowball Derby and set quick time. This guy's won races all over the world. And he was a body mechanic for the 24 car of Jeff Gordon. So this guy knows what he's doing, right? And he's a nice guy. He really is a good man. And there's plenty of motor there, plenty of car, and plenty of everything.
And a sickening amount of talent.
Yeah, and
his car owner, Ed Vecchiarelli, makes certain he's got everything he needs, and Preston's got a lot of talent and a lot of time in late model seat, so tip your hat.
Yeah.
He held Preston off. Preston, I think he relegated himself. He wasn't going to make a bonsai run down in 3 and dump them both. I really think that the Christiani clan knows that there's a little bit more in that late model. They haven't got it all yet. And he wasn't going to force the issue and take them all out. So, Trevor, tip your hat to the classy drive by Trevor. And tip your hat to all 3 of those. Classy, those first 3 cars. Classy. Good.
They put
good
on a
race.
show for that entire 150 laps. They were stuck
for
together.
a 150 lap race, for 3 cars to be nose to tail, basically,
Yeah,
for the entire run,
within 6 car lengths.
and
7
pass
car
each
lengths.
other. And there was a fair amount of passing between the 3 of them.
There was
They weren't laying up. They were, I'm
Watching
racing
the
the race.
traffic as well.
coming to the white flag. There was just a skosh of contact with the 90 and the 48, maybe if any at all. About lap 120, the 19 roughed up the 48 down the front chute. And had to shake the black flag at him. I think the 48 just didn't get the run he expected. And I think there was a rear end starting to go. The track was getting a bit greasy there. So
And that old Dodger was running, man.
oh, buddy.
Oh man, that was I love watching Chris run or Eddie run that race. He made moves that only a veteran driver with billions of laps underneath his belt on that track. He put
Not
that
this
car where it needed to be.
He hadn't run this configuration much.
Yeah.
I imagine Preston's probably got more. Crazy about when you think about it. But Eddie McKean's a wheel.
Crafty.
He can do it. He can get her done. So that was a lot of fun. Preston came around. We had the winner's circle interview with Eddie and with Preston. Trevor went to the pits. Kind of their deal. If they don't win, it's not Christianity. So trust me, it's not them. Those guys are great. But Eddie was cramping up pretty hard.
Yeah.
When we got him out of the car, and Preston was peachy. He just, Preston works out for that stuff. He plans for it. And Eddie was like, "Holy cow, that's a great race." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Why'd you start me in the back?" And I said, "Because I'm never going to give you that back." And he goes, "Yeah, that's a good point." He goes, "You're never going to." Yeah, I didn't. I would have been terrible. And I said, "Yeah, I would have got a mutiny down here."
Yeah.
So.
And
Anyway.
I tell you what, being a father, when Preston jumped out of that car, the first thing he did was grab his little baby daughter.
Oh yeah.
He loves his daughter.
And I tell you what, I was interviewing him while he was holding his baby daughter, and that just it melted me.
He's got a gleam in his eye when he looks at his baby,
Yeah.
don't he? He loves his daughter.
Yeah, and what a cutie, I tell you. The daughter, that is.
No, he's pretty cute too.
You showed me your butt and called the guy cute tonight. I'm done.
But
You ruined it for me.
get to know Preston over the last couple of weeks, because he was there as well for the World Purple Modified race, crewing for the
Yeah,
The team
for
out of Denver, so-
his team owners, the Vecchiarellis,
yeah,
absolutely.
and getting to know him. What a great guy. So
Yeah, great people. And hats off to them. Let's give Preston the clap.
yeah,
Eddie
Sorry,
McKean
Ashley.
the clap. Let's give him the clap. It's a good show.
yeah.
And it was nice. First time I went to the racetrack and I didn't lose money. It was pretty cool.
Made a little
I
bit.
no, but I paid my gas bill. It's about perfect.
There you go.
After breakfast, I'm actually losing money. Let's wait. But great job by our team. Kim, your girlfriend, fantastic job all night. Your wife, Linda,
Oh, she helped me out a ton.
she was incredible. So
She was
has got,
Stairmaster.
the track has got so much fan interaction stuff, giving away this, giving away that, and it was championship night as well. You want to work out, walk up and down those grandstands all night long. Oh my gosh.
My plantar fasciitis was acting up. I couldn't get my golf cart up there anymore. So I was walking through that gravel all the way from the
Yeah.
pits all the way up there. And this fat bastard was just about done. I was worn out. That was about all I could do.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun. So hats off to the competitors and the pit crews and so forth that made that a fun event for us. Pretty good deal.
Yeah.
So what happened at Meridian Speedway? Because
Yeah.
gosh, those guys are just about ready to wrap it up. We got a big weekend coming.
Oh, I know. We're like
we got a
it's
Tucker coming weekend.
8:15,
So let's
and we
talk about
haven't
the
even
results.
started Meridian's
let's talk
rundown.
about the
Plus,
results
what's coming
here.
up?
They had,
Go ahead. I've had too many beers. I gotta go pee.
okay. Okay, so we had double main events.
He just wants to go get a hold of himself. Take a minute to go get a hold of yourself there, Big D.
He shows us his ass.
I don't want to see his ass ever again. That's terrible.
I can't get rid of that image.
I'm scarred.
So we had double main events last night at
Yeah.
Meridian. All the classes.
Every class, double main
events. We'll start with tuners.
Tuners.
James Gates, main event winner.
Dun, dun,
winner
dun.
last night on main event number 1.
James Gates.
Strickwerda, Jet Nelson. That's your top 3 right there in main event number 1. Main event number 2, Sierra Lawrence. I don't believe she's ever won a main event
That's
before.
Bill Lawrence's kin.
Yeah, I don't believe
Bill
she's
Lawrence
ever...
is old dude like me.
They live out there. Yeah, I know. They live there. They live out there in the Mountain Home region, I believe it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll trust you on that.
She picked up a main event win last night. I believe that's her first one. I believe.
right.
So
That's good.
James Gates and Strickwerda.
Is James Gates one of the Hunter Gates' little brother or something?
They're brothers. I'm not sure if it's little brother or not, but
Well, Hunter's-
I think it is little
They
brother.
have to be little, I think.
Yeah,
Iron Mike's is.
yeah. I forgot he was still here. Hey, buddy.
Oh, Mike, you talk too much. Mike, be quiet.
Yeah. Silent but deadly. That's what I was.
Like you. But that's, I'm talking about your flatulence.
Yeah, I know. The Hornets in action last night, and Austin Blanton picked up his very
Austin
first
Blanton got a win?
last night.
Wow.
The first main event.
I made T-Roy and Tilly happy.
Yeah,
Good deal.
yeah. James Paul, Monica Heath. That's your top 3. And in the second one, I believe another first-time main event winner, Joe Pettit, picked up a main event win.
Nice.
Jordan Yano, Neil Wasmuth. That's your top 3 in the Hornets.
That's cool.
Super stocks.
This person, I don't think it was her first main.
I don't think so either.
But the top 3 was the same in both. Melissa Weaver Artie, Tommy Harrod, and Chuck Youngblood.
Yeah. Josh
The top
Jackson
three was
lost
the
a better.
Same, yeah.
On
both
all
of them.
3?
Yep. Yep. So Melissa strikes once again in victory lane.
Yeah.
Pro Force, Kenny Chandler picked up both main event wins last
I
night.
talked to my buddy today.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, buddy, you know I got a hat trick last night." And I said, "You did?" He goes, "Oh yeah, man." He says, "How was the car?" "Oh, the car was good all night long." I said, "Are you winning the points thing?" He goes, "Oh man, I'm not. I'm back. I'm down. I got one more race." So he's excited. We saw him, didn't we, Michael? Michael likes my Kenny Chandler impersonation.
Freddie Freeze finished second in both of them. Ryan Bailey and Jordan Harris finished third.
And, it was a neat shout out today. Adam Nelson posted through Meridian Speedway the Pro 4 series, the group
I
that's
saw
there.
that. Yeah.
Unsung heroes of the racetrack. They don't have a lot of yellows. They don't have a lot of their teamwork. Ken Chandler is one of the reasons why he'll help build that class, because the Pro 4s have always been cyclical. I mean, when I first started, we were here, and then we went crazy. At one race at Meridian Speedway, this is no shit. I was a promoter of the Intermountain Pro 4 Challenge Series, right? I had 45 entrants.
That's ridiculous.
It was redunculous. I got a picture of them all lined up along turn 3 and 4.
I still look at that picture. Oh, it was on Wyra's page for a long time.
What year was this? How long ago was this?
13?
2005.
Oh. No, oh
The
no,
hell
I'm
are you?
thinking of 13 was the mini stock picture we did.
So, yeah, 2005.
Wow, that's a lot.
And we did it in 2004, 2005, 2006. We had the Intermountain Pro 4s. And I essentially gave it to Copley, and that became the Northwest Pro 4 lines. Yeah. Yeah. Which ran real well. And speaking of the Blantons, flagging it, taking care of the... Yep, great people. So anyway, hats off to those guys. And
Oh,
Ken.
yeah. Yep. Pepsi sprint cars. They put on the wings last night.
Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun.
Yeah.
You could see who had motor and who didn't when they put the wing on them.
Yeah. First main event, Rob Grice picked up the main event win. Kate Jackson, Nathan Little, second and third.
Little made it back.
Yeah.
Interesting when you see a car like the Rich Montesone car and Ryan Newman driving it. And
Yeah.
they're fast when they're non-wing. They stuck a wing on them, they couldn't keep up. So, I don't know. It's tuning of the motor or whatever it is. I think they're sealed or whatever they got going on those motors. But you can tell as soon as you put a wing on it who's got a motor and who don't.
Was isn't the Rich 5 car, is that a Super 6 or is that a
It's a
V8?
V8 car.
So it should be running the
motor.
Crate V8.
Crate motor, yeah.
602s.
Yeah, Rich Monteson's car. Yeah.
Yep.
And Ryan's won a
It's-
race or two this year. in
It's
that
so
car.
weird to see one 602 be fast and one 602 be not fast.
Well,
I'm just
well,
that
I
out
got a lot
there.
of stuff I could talk about that I'm not going to because I have friends that I'd like to
keep.
maintain.
I don't know. I mean, when you're running a crate, theoretically speaking, should be similar.
Here we go.
Moving on to the
Moving on.
modifieds.
Yeah. Actually,
Or,
Truck series.
truck-
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I had something in my throat there. Next. Hi, Randy.
second main event, Tony Ackerlund was victorious.
Tony Ackerlund.
Yeah, Kate Jackson and Rob Grace. There you go.
There's some good race car drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good names.
Modifieds.
Dun, dun, dun.
JJ.
Our buddy, the Outlaw. We call the Meridian Speedway Outlaw.
He might be outlawed after last night. You never know.
Yeah. JJ, Josh
Tire
Jackson.
confiscation program happened last night.
I heard something a little bit about that.
He shook his head. So
So yeah, I
stop talking so much,
I
Mike.
just saw the post of hat tricking, multiple tricks. Is basically the JJ show.
Yeah.
Fast
Josh
time.
Jackson.
Yeah.
They're one of the original Outlaws.
Yeah.
Yep. I said I was going to have a modified series. We're going to call them the Outlaw Modifieds. He goes, I'm in. I don't give a shit. I don't even have a car yet. All right, you're in. I'm getting a car.
Yeah, then an outlaw. We're going.
Yeah, it's an outlaw thing.
So what? So Josh Jackson fast time.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a
main one.
13.3
Yes. Yeah.
So not like a blazing fast speed.
No, that was half second faster than everybody else.
Yeah. First main event, Josh Jackson, Jonathan Hull, Shelby Strubble was racing last night. And then the second main event, Josh Jackson, Shelby Strubble, and Colton Nelson.
So, okay. So, let's see. Josh Jackson, Shelby Strobel, Colton Nelson, Brian Wharf, all right in the top 5. How many cars did they have in that race?
Let me look it up.
So it was like 8 or 9, right? No, you don't have to. I think it was 8 or 9.
You usually have Jonathan
I'm kinda
Hull,
curious
Larry
myself.
Hull.
No,
Take that.
you didn't have one of the holes, wasn't there? I don't think Jonathan had his car out.
No, Jonathan Caton in second.
Larry wasn't.
Larry wasn't there?
Larry wasn't there.
Okay.
And at the back of the field,
The 4 car, the 9 car,
Yeah, the new 9 car.
53.
one I haven't seen before.
53.
And then Jerry Green,
Jerry Green, yeah.
David
Saw
Works,
Jerry
and
today, too.
myself started in the back of that one.
Yeah, okay. And the second main, after the Rebel mods were done, they allowed some of the cars to run with the Wheeling cars.
So there was 10 in the first main event, 13 in the second main
Yeah,
event.
yeah. So you picked up David Jr. and Mike. Did you run the second race? Yeah, so they picked up some of them. So that's cool. And that pads the car count
What?
for the series, yeah.
Mini mod where?
So, yeah. A good deal for them. Happy that Josh won some races. They've been working really hard on that mod. They missed something when they put that mod back together. And it was chattering right in the center of the corner.
Oh, it's horrible.
And
As soon as it apex.
well, something was flexing, or they had their Ackerman so wrong that the car was fighting itself in the center. That's where his corner speed was down. And that's weird for those guys because they usually got that figured. And
Yeah, between Josh and his dad, those guys work that car in their shop.
yeah, they do, and they're not dumb. And I think they had a little bit of help getting that car lined out a little bit, and they bit the bullet and swallowed some pride and had some folks help them, and I think that really helped out. And yeah, you're never too old to learn.
Right.
I teach for a living, and I'm learning something every day. Going, well, I should try that.
Well, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Help them guys out. So it's pretty cool. Good for them.
Yeah, those are the night double main events for everybody last night at Meridian Speedway.
And a championship clinch for Mr. Brian
Brian
Wharf.
Wharf, yep.
Yeah, he did get it.
Yes.
Nice.
And looking back at Brian Wharf, you talk about a classy guy. He's won in the Rocky Mountain Challenge Series. He's won in the Super Modifieds, all around the United States, the Super Modifieds, for Pat Russell.
Sprint car.
Sprint car, of course, he's 5-time champion in the sprint car deal. And you know what I love the most about Brian Wharf? He don't wreck.
Nope.
He doesn't wreck. He knows how to push it right to the point where he's not going to do something the car doesn't want. And he's just very intelligent, in tune with his race cars. Doesn't matter what he gets into. So, you tip your hat. You talk about great race car drivers we currently have at the racetrack. Great race cars drivers. Wharf's got to be in the top couple.
Yeah, he sits in a very small peer group of amazing wheelmen.
That could go anywhere in the United States and run. The top of the deal.
Yep.
Davis is not one of those people.
But he could
Yet.
be. He could be. He's yet to be. The beast is not unleashed.
Right.
The beast is not unleashed.
Unleash.
Fuck, I can't talk.
Have another shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have another one.
No, those things will make you throw up or something.
So I hear there's a pretty big thing happening in the next 5 days.
You know, it could be a huge deal.
Could be.
The last one
I hear the mini stocks are putting on a 2-day show.
Yeah, and they invited the King of the Wing sprint cars to be the backup program.
Right?
And on Saturday, they couldn't afford these guys for Friday, but they brought him in on Saturday. The Royal Purple Modified Series is coming.
You got to have
It's
you know,
part of the
like,
mini
a
stocks.
good second and third dairy show to
Yeah.
really highlight
Yeah. I
what
know
is going to be the best race
So
of the
come
weekend.
Friday and Saturday, the mini stocks will be the headliner.
Yep.
Be there.
Yep. Yeah, they're running first. That's why the headliners run.
You get them done early.
But I have confirmation on some numbers for the Royal Purple Modified Series. But first, let's talk about what the show is. I know we have some of our friends from Utah, and Sam hasn't seen this show yet. From Sam, newcomer, our friend, that's online with us. The King of the Wing Series is a national series. They're running quadrants around the country. Okay, they're really headquartered out of Boise, if you really want to know the truth. Bill Adams is pretty much who runs it and does the webmasters and so forth. Bill's a great guy, and his wife Doris. And there's a couple other guys that have to do with it. Davey Hamilton does the scheduling for them, and does a fantastic job with them. This is the first year they've been without Royal Purple supporting the series. Just ran out of money essentially. I have a 3-year deal, so I was lucky enough to stay in. But this is my favorite run. I mean, I love the Diamond Cup, especially when the super modifieds had come. But this is a good race. I bet you're going to see 28 to 30 wings hanging out in the back of the Meridian Speedway. And this is a show. I'm bringing people that don't know anything about racing. I'm bringing a 6'6", 260-pound Samoan badass, because he's never seen this before, to the track Friday night, and he's going to go, holy shit, they drive those things?
Mini stocks are
He
awesome.
goes, I think I want in there. Yeah, he's going to say, I want that one with plaid on it.
Hey, I had an order last night for a plaid wrap for one of the guys in Twin.
Drug test him.
I'm gonna.
All right.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna give him some drugs to test.
Well. So anyway, my friend Mike will be coming out with me Friday. You guys will love him. It's
gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. For Friday night, I'm just tickled because I get to be a fan. Saturday, I got to work. Hopefully, we'll be done. We're going to run a 50-lap Royal Purple Modified Series race. Mini stocks are running. I know that we've added the Legends to the show. And the midget cars are coming up from Utah.
Midget's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I like the HPDs when they roll
Yeah.
up.
So we'll see our friends, the Waters
Younglers.
family.
Yeah.
We'll see the Eth family. We'll see the Hardy family. Lynn's going to bring 2 cars. I've told him he's going to bring one. Jeremy, you're going to have to work extra hard this week. I'm sorry about that, buddy, but I got some good news for you. I want to talk to you tonight, Jeremy, after the show.
And Jeremy, find me, because I have yet to shake your hand. I've talked to him quite a bit.
The badass guys you ever meet, they're Redbone, baby.
I've never said him. Hello, Jeremy. Nice to meet you.
I got something cool I want to see if they want to do.
All right.
They're going to Texas in November, but I want to see what they're doing in December. See what they want to do. Because we do have a champion there, right? Let's
think
see what
so.
we do. You know what I'm talking about. Yep.
I'm there with you.
You better go. It's your turn. So anyway, Royal Purple Modifieds got confirmation today on Garcia Racing's coming
Oh.
out of Sacramento.
Cool.
They'll be bringing probably Chris Cook and maybe another driver.
Nice.
Shelby will be here, of course, running for his dad's memorial race,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Alan Strobel Memorial. Eric will be here, then we'll be here with those cars. We'll get our group out of Pocatello that said they were done
Yep.
this year. I think we got them coming.
Nice.
I think we got them coming.
I was
I
talking
talked
to
to Bradley and Kipley and Brendan
Yep.
Lee, and I think we got them boys coming. Hopefully
That'd be
Mike
good.
Fulmer's got his stuff back together.
I was
from
talking to
that bad
Fulmer
Mike?
last night.
Yeah.
And he confirmed that they are bringing the minis for both nights, and they should be bringing the mod.
That's incredible. Good.
So-
You talk about fun, folks. Good for them. Thank
Yep.
you. We're going to have a good field of cars.
It's gonna be an amazing weekend of racing.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to have the 24 car Team Yee.
Well,
For obvious, he knows why. And there might
Davis is available. You got some mod experience.
that car got sold.
Oh,
Yeah.
bastard.
Yeah, there's a lot of news on the new car front, by the way. Latham's are picking up their new chassis.
Right.
They're going to be back with a complete force of a race team next year, and they get better and faster every single race. The most improved car this year in the Royal Purple Modified Series is 2014.
Yeah.
They were a threat to win several times, and I really feel that they had a good shot at it.
And they were competing against a couple of cars that were just almost unbeatable, and they were there the whole time.
There the whole time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and fantastic, and you tip your hat to them. Unfortunately, we're moving on from the incidents that happened, and they are.
Don't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly, because they're family to me. I mean, these are guys I bleed for, and hopefully Chad will have his stuff back out, and we'll get that back together. Some of the other teams that have missed a race or two, I'm sure we'll be back out. And we'll get some local cars now that their battle for the NASCAR points stuff is done. We'll get some local cars. Hopefully Larry Bull will come back out.
Oh my God, he did such a great run.
And Larry wheeled that car, and he likes that tire because it's a driver series.
Yeah,
and you can make that tire work. Hopefully we'll get Casey Tillman. Hopefully he's run with us before. Hopefully we'll pick up maybe Brian Worf. And he's ran with us before, and they got that set up now. They got all the tires and wheels and everything lined out. And Tim Meelam, of course, will be back. And I know I'm missing some people. Matt Egley, of course. He'll be there. We'll get Jonathan Gomez, I believe, for this race. It's going to be kind of weird, but I think we'll get him in this race. It's kind of up in the air still. Scotty Gilligan, So, yeah, going to be a great field of cars. I'm very excited for this coming weekend.
and hopefully our show sponsor, Marc Newman, and the
Marc
number
Newman.
17 AC to Z Mechanical.
I'm a complete prick because I left out the fact that our last race, Mark ran 5th, and he was competitive all night long.
He's got a good ride.
His most improved might be Marc Newman, too. I mean, you got to tip your hat to the dude. Driving his butt off. And with limited help, he has
limited. He's got like one guy who sometimes shows up.
But he does have Kyle Tellstrom helping him.
Yeah, it's
and
true,
Kyle
yeah.
Tellstrom forgot more than I'll ever know about modifieds. So, very excited
the
about
potential for that team to form a good quality built team, and that could be a front-running car.
AC to Z?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He gets 2 to 3 guys out there to wrench and to help design that car up to where he needs it to be comfortable and confident. He's got the motor. He's got the chassis.
And Mark's a hell of a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Hopefully we'll get a few more of the Utah group. I put a bug in their ear and threw some money at them.
I saw that.
Sean Carr going to show up on time? Is he going to be there at all?
I hope Sean shows up.
He'll be there Sunday at 2, just as always.
Sean Carr, hang on. Come on now. Leave him alone.
Sean's cool.
Leave him alone.
I love the guy.
Sean's one of my favorite guys that runs the series. And I have a ton of respect for him and his family. I had to lay down the law with him a little bit. He didn't like it too much. So I got a couple texts. But Sean, if you're listening, bud, I love you. But I have to be that way sometimes. I got to be the promoter sometimes. Somebody has to be the dad. Somebody has to be the disciplinarian, and it sucks sometimes. I mean, what happened at Twin Falls broke my heart, but it happened, and a percentage of fault was mine. And I found out exactly what happened from the scorer last night. I watched her do it again. The 43 car of Abe Carter was shown 3 laps down. He was 1 lap down. And 16 cars, I can pretty much keep track of it, right?
It's not that hard.
Yeah, so his scoring was screwed up, and I had to fix it after the race. Bruce Qualley was shown 4 laps down. He was only 2. I mean, but it didn't affect their position much. Unfortunately, the 14 car had to drop out. But there was, a time in there where I was going to have to make a call that was weird because they were on the same lap as the 43.
Right.
And it was wrong. And it's like 2 of my good buddies. What am I going to do here? So, unfortunately, 14 dropped out, but it cleared up my responsibility to change things. Well, I don't know if it would have done anything anyway. It might have not shook out that way. But, it's tough. And so we're working on that. We've got Eddie's fixing it. He knows what he's got going.
Good.
So it ain't easy being the boss sometimes. As you guys know, thank you. I want to thank you guys again. You made us look good last night. Spanky, TJ, Deej, Dono, Kim. Sam has in the past. Sam and Michelle saved our butt. And I'll need him Saturday if he wants to come. Sam,
Sam.
If you're not running, Sam, we'd love to have you help Saturday. I don't have Spanky and I don't have Riley on Saturday, so I'm going to need a little bit of help. Somebody in the tower, and Dono's going to be in the spotter back and forth between driving his Mini, so we'll need a little bit of help. But it's going to be a hell of a weekend. My friends down in Utah, pitch you guys to come up and run with us. Let's celebrate our racing family one last time up here this coming weekend. Let's put 2018 to bed in the right way, and let's have a good, clean, fun race.
Yep.
And
looking forward the weather for this weekend.
75 and beautiful.
Oh man, it's gonna be freaking perfect.
I'm way ahead of you. I'm a promoter. I'm looking way ahead. That stuff that happened in Magic Valley wasn't prescribed at all.
I know.
Yeah.
That
was
weird.
It was just kind of a weird, drizzly, weird
It's
And
just
windy.
enough drizzle to be a little wet, but not to do anything, and it's
Kind
fun.
of like a prom date.
I wish.
Oh, we got Davis to smile at least.
There he is. He's like, oh no, he's holding it together.
All right.
He's stoic.
So 2
Stoic
nights of
Mike
action,
again.
2 nights of action at Meridian Speedway.
Yep.
And
I'm
Is
excited.
Twin going to be dark? Or are they running?
Twin is running. The Pro Truck finale is going to be at Twin next Saturday.
We got to
as
go up
well.
against the Pro Trucks.
Oh, no.
I want to.
Damn it!
Those are our buddies.
That is a poorly designed schedule.
I did. Well, actually, that Pro Truck thing is a long story. I'm not going to
Yeah,
get into.
there's some stories about that as well. So
But I
Talking
want you
already.
to know you guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. We're going to head on out.
Do we have to already?
that was fast.
It seemed like we just got started.
We appreciate you all for watching tonight.
Yeah.
For our sponsors, the Flores Group is on. Flores Group, AC to Z Mechanical, Volt Vapes, Line Tamer Beard Care.
Yep.
Right on, right
Charmaine
there.
Shop.
Charmaine Shop, the Royal Purple Modified Series.
FVP.
And
FEP parts.
DJ Everett's Right Pocket. My name's Todd Lebrani. This is DJ Everett. Donovan John's over here. And thank you, Grandma, for the use of the basement.
Yeah.
Want to thank our special guest,
Iron Mike.
Iron Mike
Mike.
Davis, for being on tonight, and the Zach Brown Band. Please let us use this song because it's my favorite. We'll see you next week.
See you next Sunday.
Enjoy the races.
Peace out.